What is up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. So it may come as probably no surprise, but the fans have once again come together to trend, bring attention to, support, restore the Snyderverse and Zack Snyder's Justice League on social media. If you are anywhere on the Twitterverse or Instagram, mostly Twitter, but it was first brought to my attention on Instagram and probably a lot of other people. Um, if you follow like the Cultured Nerd or people accounts within that circle, people that may have retweeted and things like that, um, the Cultured Nerd shared. I can't say much, but you'll need to get Restore the Snyderverse and Zack Snyder's Justice League. Well, hashtag Restore the Snyderverse and hashtag Zack Snyder's Justice League trending right now. This was yesterday, pretty early in the day. And as soon as I saw that, I immediately rushed to Twitter and started tweeting. Um, some people are, a fan of the culture nerd and what they share and things like that. Some people are not. I'm not here to create factions or, talk bad about anybody, bash. No, there doesn't need to be. It's annoying that kind of thing even exists within this fandom in the first place. So I'm not a part of that at all, trying to take sides on anything, bash people, nothing like that. I have no problem with the culture nerd and their whole circle or nothing like that. I think that I don't know why people have so many problems with them, but I'm not here to talk about that. So anyway, just to get that out there because it always comes up with the culture nerd when they share something that for some reason people get really upset and like, there's no need for that. Like, we're all fans. We're all, we all feel the same way, more or less, and about restoring the Snyderverse, Zack Snyder's Justice League. We all want that to happen. We all want to support it. Um, so I don't see why there's a problem there. Anyway, just want to share my thoughts on that. But anyway, of course, when this started getting around more on, social media and Twitter, of course it started trending. Oh, what just happened there? Of course, Restore the Snyderverse and Zack Snyder's Justice League were trending together. And also, Man of Steel started trending. It kind of just starts to happen, once things in that topic start being talked about, then other things start trending a lot of the time too. And Man of Steel, I think, makes sense that it would start to trend with those topics because that's another thing that us fans have been asking for such a long time, is to let Superman, Henry Cavill, continue his story. And a lot of this stuff has been coming up, Snyderverse stuff has been coming up a lot because of the interview that Henry Cavill had with GQ and when he talked about that. I made a video on that. If you haven't seen it, you can catch up on that on that video to see what he said. Also, the Thanksgiving post from Zack Snyder, which I also made a video about, where you see Final Crisis blurred in the background. Clay Staub, I hope I don't say his name wrong. He has been sharing things recently as well. Last week he shared Let It Begin with a picture of Darkseid and Desaad artwork. And then just earlier, before making this video, he also he also shared a little montage picture there, a collage of Batman, Ben Affleck's Batman, with the caption, "Within the darkest night, let there be a light of hope to illuminate true justice, hashtag restore the Snyderverse." So showing his support, saying that it has, it's trending again as well. There was also a picture of the Batmobile that was posted recently. I can't remember if it was Clay Staub or if it was one of the other photographers, but it was Ben Affleck's Batmobile. So a lot of stuff has been, being posted lately regarding that kind of stuff, not just from fans, but, from people that worked on the project. What was the other thing? Oh yeah, the picture I shared in the last video when I was talking about the Final Crisis thing. Jim Lee posted some artwork during DC Fandom about Final Crisis. So a lot of, not saying that all of this means something. Again, like I said in the last video talking about Zack Snyder's Vero post, it doesn't mean that something is happening. It just is like making us fans hopeful that there could be, discussions that are going on or something positive, right? And I tweeted this last night. Restoring the Snyderverse does not have to cancel out or take away from any of the other films or series WB wants to do with DC. We simply want the chance for them to coexist. Hashtag Restore the Snyderverse. So I think that's a misconception that a lot of people have when it comes to the whole Restore the Snyderverse thing. Because, and reading through the comments that I received on this, most people agree and some people don't, which is totally fine. Some people want only the Snyderverse, which, believe me, I understand that that would be the ideal situation. He started the universe, and it obviously should have continued in the vein that he started, which obviously he would not have been director on all of those movies. Um, but there wouldn't have been like this huge, uh, you know, change pivot in tone and you know just overall what they want to do with the universe. There wouldn't have been this huge thing like, oh my god, we gotta start over. We don't know. We gotta do this. We gotta change. We gotta do what Marvel's doing. There wouldn't have been that whole thing had they just continued with what was started. Obviously, all of the directors would have had their own style, their own vision, their own thing that they wanted to do with each movie, but it would have felt more cohesive as a universe, most likely. So I think what a lot of people don't understand about those of us that want the Snyderverse to continue in one way or another is that I think Warner Brothers also kind of looks at it like, oh well, that's all they want. The Snyder fans don't you know that's all they ask for. They just want everything that Snyder is doing and that's it. That's not true. There are plenty of fans that are still looking forward to other movies that are not necessarily connected to or that follow the same thing about the Snyder. Okay, for example, Joker with Joaquin Phoenix had nothing to do with Snyderverse or the DCEU, and it was a great movie and made tons of money and it was a huge success. Um, if they do move forward with the Valzad project that involves Michael B. Jordan, that's totally fine. That's good. Like, even Henry Cavill said, yes, they should have. That's totally. Why wouldn't they have more than one Superman? But why can't they be simultaneous? Like, why can't you also have Henry Cavill's Superman continue and also do a Black Superman or a Vel-Zod? Why can't you do both? That's the whole thing about comic book movies is that there's different versions of characters, and there's no reason to say, oh no, we can only have that one. No, obviously there's movies within the DCEU that we don't all just love and cherish. There's ones that we're kind of like, you might not like as much, and that's fine. But what Warner Brothers needs to understand is that there doesn't have to be this like, you're either with us or against us type of thing. Like if you're against us, if you're with Snyder, if you like his movies, then you're totally against us, and we don't want anything to do with that fandom. I don't understand why they take it that way. Like, it seems like they're very defensive about like people that want the Snyderverse to continue. Well, obviously, if they allowed him to create and make these movies, there's going to obviously be people who want to see that continue. It's not, I mean, everything is going to have some fan base to an extent. And it just so happens that what Snyder started gained a huge fan base. That's not a bad thing. Like, they look at it as like, I mean, obviously the fans were upset with them with everything that happened because they were completely dishonest. And I think that's the thing that they miss is that the dishonesty and misleading the fans is what really caused the most like disdain for Warner Brothers regarding this whole thing. But I think the bottom line is that it's fine if they want to do those other things and those other projects or other series, but why, if they're going to bring up multiverse talk, why can't we also have Snyderverse stuff? Why can't Ben Affleck and Joe Manganiello do their project that they wanted to do with Batman, with that version of Batman and Deathstroke? You know what I mean? Why can't we also have Zack Snyder's Justice League 2 and then whatever else Warner Brothers wants? Like, why can't they do both? That's what I think the main thing is, that we will always question if they choose not to ever continue the Snyderverse. Now, I know a lot of people are waiting for this merger is, with Discovery and AT&T. I think, obviously that's going to be a big thing that we're all waiting for to see what comes of that. I've said this many times. I wouldn't expect something to immediately blossom from that in terms of the Snyderverse, but maybe with some of the things that have been going on social media, things that have been shared by Zack and other people, and stuff like that we've been seeing, Clay Stop, maybe there's some positivity in the direction that's, maybe there's something positive going on. Um, I know a lot of us are hesitant to get our hopes up about that, me being one of them, but maybe, I wouldn't expect it to happen anytime in the very near future, maybe later on down the line. But if there's something positive happening around that, then that's good. Um, and we can only hope that who knows what was going to happen with this merger, but maybe something positive is going on surrounding the Snyderverse. So I just wanted to share that. I know I start rambling about it, but it doesn't take long when something comes up or something is shared. Like I said, all Zach has to do is post a picture or a video or something. It doesn't take much for this stuff to start trending and, spread like wildfire on Twitter, especially. So wanted to share that. It hasn't gone away just because the movie came out finally. It just makes us want more of it. And WB shouldn't see that as a bad thing. So let me know your thoughts. Again, we're not going to start, talking bad about one media outlet versus another. That's not what we're here for. We're all fans, and we only need to support that. So thanks, guys, for watching. Check out the links in the description. And if you're on Twitter, make sure you're in your Snyder, if you hope you guys hashtagged and tweeted it. So thanks, guys, for watching, and we'll see you next time.